Fast-growing trees.
They're a evergreen trees that are galloping into growth almost as soon as you have planted them. And there are deciduous trees whose youthful maturity comes in almost an instant. But here's the thing, these express evergreens and deciduous foliage flyers will not stop growing just because you ask them nicely. They will keep getting taller and taller, way beyond the 10 years. So it is vital to choose the right tree and plant it in the right place. Right tree, right place. Choosing fast-growing trees is about more than planting a racer that will grow 3-4 feet or 5 feet a year. With all that in mind, we've rounded up some of the best options so you can find the right fast-growing tree to suit your location and size of plot.
Red maple Acer rubrum.
This familiar American native develops into an impressive specimen, eventually broadening its canopy. With foliage like that on the Canadian flag, it's a wonderful example of a tree with red leaves as the foliage turns dazzling scarlet in fall. It produces the best leaf color and best growth in neutral or acid soil types and is also happy in wet conditions. It's shallow-rooted, so tolerant and drought-resistant underplanting may be needed when choosing your landscaping around trees for this variety.
River birch Betula nigra.
An attractive native tree, developing colorful reddish-brown bark with pinkish tinges that darkens with age. Use it as a tree for front yard sand. It will give you plenty of curb appeal. There are yellow catkins in spring and diamond-shaped leaves that turn buttery in the fall. Look for the variety Heritage Cully with additional creamy tints to its bark. This is one of the best fast-growing trees for wet ground, but it will also tolerate drier, but not parched, conditions. It's not suitable for limey soil types.
Leyland cypress, Scuprocyperus lalandi.
If you're looking for one of the best trees for Privacito help screen your plot, this is a very fast-growing hybrid evergreen, making a dense column of flat, rather fern-like green, sometimes slightly grayish sprays, developing into a stately specimen, and good where a tall garden screening is needed. It can grow 3 feet 90 cm a year even on poor soil. Castlewellan has golden yellow sprays. This tree tolerates most soils and situations, but cannot be restricted in size except by regular clipping as older branches fail to regrow when pruned.
Cider gum, Eucalyptus goonie.
The striking, silver-gray, rounded foliage of young trees gives way to sage-green, sickle-shaped leaves as the trees mature, develops a distinctive, slightly irregular shape as it matures, and also features attractive grayish-green bark that peels prettily. One of the hardiest of all eucalyptus and happiest in limey conditions. Grows away best after planting when started as a small plant and very drought tolerant when established.
Tulip palm, Liriodendron tulipifera.
Native to eastern states, this very vigorous tree can reach 50 to 15 m in 15 years, partly because it grows well right through the summer. The unusual, four-pointed leaves turn buttery in fall after the yellow and orange tulip-shaped summer flowers. Fastidiatum is as tall, but narrower in shape. Happy in most good soils, unlike many trees it loses its lower branches so casts less shade than expected by letting in light from the side.
American sycamore, Platanus occidentalis.
Makes an elegant, very striking, broad-headed tree whose bold, gray and white and even orange patterned bark will stand out in your landscaping eye, seasoned with white-tipped shoots that shine against a blue sky. Has maple-like leaves and cherry-sized brown fruits. May mature at 120 feet 35 m and spread as wide. This tree will thrive from Canada to Florida and from New York to Texas and is happy in most soils, including wet conditions.
Hybrid or Caroline poplar, Populus ex canadensis.
A rather variable hybrid, but very quickly developing into a specimen with a tall, straight trunk and oval or narrow crown with silvery leaves. happy in most soils and situations, and good for stabilizing a sloping garden, more disease-resistant than other poplars. Look for cottonless cottonwood, without the woolly fluff that many cottonwoods produce with their seeds. Robusta is broader in growth. Serratina has attractive catkins.
Weeping willow, Salix babylonica.
Develops attractive weeping growth and looks less distinctive, but more natural than the English weeping willow. With its dramatically trailing yellow branches that sweep the ground, it has brown shoots and slender green leaves that are bluish beneath and gold in the fall. Grows at an impressive rate but is not long-lived. It can be a low-maintenance tree. As it's happy in any situation that is not dry and good by water. It is also disease-resistant.
Swamp cypress, Taxodium disticum.
This Florida native is a classic Everglades tree that is surprisingly hardy farther north. One of the few deciduous conifers, its fibrous, reddish-brown trunk develops striking buttresses. The finely toothed foliage turning an attractive russet, orange or yellow in fall. Insists on damp or wet soil, where it makes an impressive specimen when growing in or near standing water. Such as in a bog garden, it produces short vertical growths, known as knees, from its roots, so care is needed when mowing.
Green giant arborvitae, Thuja green giant.
This narrowly conical, rich green evergreen has foliage that becomes slightly bronzed in winter. It makes a slender, but not unnatural-looking plant and looks good both as a specimen or also as a tall boundary screen or plant for fence lines. Easy to grow and very adaptable, drought and wind tolerant when established, and pest and disease resistant. Especially useful in northern zones as the branches can support a surprising weight of ice or snow without collapsing.